Just wanted to ask you about kind of the atmosphere. It seemed like a playoff game. You guys were on the sideline shouting instructions. The crowd was into it. Just your thoughts on what looked like a playoff game in mid to late September.
It wasn't a playoff game, Mickey. It was just a hard game against a good opponent, a quality opponent. Yeah, maybe playoff teams, maybe playoff games have that same sort of thing. But, I mean, look, the league is growing and it's getting harder to win regular season games, Mickey. I mean, I don't know if we can distinguish between a playoff game and a game against the top two teams in the West Conference on September 26th. I mean, I think they're all hard games. It was especially hard because, look, everybody wrote the story how we came up short against Lyon. And how are we going to bounce back, mentally? Well, our team just gave you guys the answer. You guys can write about all that. And Mickey, he's gone. He's off the screen now. There you are. Okay. All right. There you go.
You gave the thumbs up there. Okay. Next, I see Maz. Maz, please go ahead and ask your question.
Hey, Brian, I'm wondering if you could talk about the composure, and it seems like the experience of your team in the last 18 minutes, that ability to absorb pressure on the defensive end without anybody making any rash challenges or anything. In other words, absorbing that pressure and then finishing out the game.
Well, I think there was some nerves out there, Maz. It might not have looked like that, but I'm sure some of the guys were a little concerned. What I would say again is the tactics, the tactics to start the game, the tactics to end the game, I think they worked. I think the subs that came on did a great job. That Kellen Rowe was outstanding, coming on and giving us a little bit of that composure that you're talking about. Jimmy and Shane, it's hard to replace your entire left side of your defense. Danny Leva came on and did a great job. I mean, that composure was there because of the guys that jumped onto the field. I think some of the guys that had played for the, 65, 68 plus 75 minutes, I think they were pretty gassed and they were feeling it. So that's the job of a sub. Come on and make a difference, and they all did.
How important is that on the business end of the season for guys to come on, know their role, and make a difference?
A lot of those guys that we brought on could be starters. So there's nothing there yet. I think you're pushing the cart in front of the horse. And we still got 9 games to go, Matt. You sure?
It's 9. It's 9.
He's not sure. Okay, so 9. I knew it. So it's 9 games to go. So Maz, we still got a ways to go.
I'm sure Matt knew it. Just a reminder for media, if you have a question, go ahead and hit the raise hand function button. Next up in my queue, I am seeing Jada Evans. Jada, go for it.
Thank you. Congratulations on the win. I wanted to know, it's been since 2013 since y'all have collected a win there. So do you feel, pressure or anything? Do you feel lighter, I guess, being able to achieve that? And then also wanted to talk or get your feelings about the defense against Saloy, Daniel. I don't know if I'm saying that last name right, but it looked like Amar and Alex played him pretty well.
So as far as 2013 is concerned, Jaden, no. Look, we haven't had a ton of success in this building, but, Zach Scott in 2013 and the whole U.S. Open Cup, maybe that was, maybe that was just bad luck. Maybe we don't like the building. I don't know. As far as the defense is concerned, I'm not going to pinpoint just one of their players. They have a very good team. Obviously, they were missing a big piece in their center forward. But, Johnny Russell, Chaloy, Espinosa, Kinda. They've got a good team. They've got a good attacking team. Kyrie Shelton is a handful. So I think overall, Jada, it's not just Alex and Yaimar against one of their players. It was the entire group that stood strong. To Maz's question, yeah, we were under it a little bit the last 18 minutes, and they stayed strong.
I think the pronunciation we're all seeking is Daniel Shallowy, and the next question will go over to Jeremiah Oshan.
Yeah, if you could speak a little bit about Josh Atencio's performance. I know he hasn't been starting a whole lot for you recently, but to my eye, he seemed like he really stood out in this one.
Okay. I'd agree with you, Jeremiah. Kid was good. I mean, the kid played well, did everything that we wanted. Still has a ways to grow. I think he's only 19, but certainly that was a solid performance when we needed one. Is he the right counterbalance with JP? Could be. He played well. What I enjoy about Josh is, and me and the coaches were kind of arguing on the sideline a little bit was, Josh would pick up the loose ball or something and he'd storm down the field or, the left-hand side and overlap and, just get up the field. And he has that physical ability to do that. Now, is that the right soccer play? Maybe, maybe not. But I love the kid's enthusiasm to do whatever it takes to help the team win. That's what's going to make him a good pro. That's what's going to give him an extended career for the Seattle Sounders.
Maz, I see you still have your hand raised. So if you have a follow-up, all good, go ahead and ask it. And just a reminder before Maz does, if you have a first-time question or a follow-up for Brian, please hit the raised hand function button. Maz, go ahead.
Thanks. Hey, Brian, Christian Roldan, 2 games, 2 goals. And he's coming, this is all assumption from a layman trying to see the game. He's coming into that space from midfield and scoring. Has that run always been there? Is that something he's doing different in your tactics?
Well, I mean, he always makes attacking runs. The change, Maz, which I'm sure you will see when you watch the game over again, you're a smart guy, was that we had 2 and then Christian more central underneath the 2 forwards. And so that allowed him to come from a more central position. Usually when he plays in that right channel and he gets down to the end line and he crosses a bunch of balls and, stuff like that. But, the game against Lyon, he just happened to be on that side of the field. This game, he started more centrally. And I think that's why he scored the goal today. We wanted to get more numbers in the box. I think teams had started to figure us out. Christian and Alex attacking the prime assist zone, and we only had Raul in the box. And then Brad Smith or Jimmy Madranda on the left side, and we didn't have enough numbers in the box. So putting Will on the field, helped. Having Christian run from a more central position helped, obviously, with the goal. What I was more impressed with was, that ball when he was out in the left wing channel, 35, 40 yards out from goal, and he put the ball right on Raul's head in the first half. I mean, that's a great soccer play, Boz. That was a tremendous play that could have put us at 2-0 in the first half.
See a couple more, so we'll close out with a few follow-ups. Mickey Turner, why don't you go ahead and ask yours?
Thanks. On the Fox broadcast, they talked about that Jordan Morris was going to likely be in training here at the end of the week. Just wanted to ask a little bit more about that. Is that you expect him at the end of this week? And Nico Ladero's status? It sounds like he's a little bit further behind, though.
Jordan's, again, on a medical timeline. Yes, I believe the plan is after San Jose to get him included in more of training and full training. But even if he's in full training, he still has to go through the medical protocol. So I know everybody would love to have Jordan on the field, but again, we have to follow the medical protocol. But the kid's doing great. He's chomping at the bit to play. Sent everybody a congratulatory text on the group text trail. He's chomping at the bit.
Last hand I see, and if there are any remaining questions, just go ahead and hit the button one more time. But Jeremiah, go ahead and close us out otherwise.
Yeah, Christian mentioned that the players that some of the players maybe sacrificed a little bit of their own game to sort of lift up the team as a whole. Is that something that you saw? And if so, could you maybe speak to that?
I think they play for each other. I'm not so sure that they sacrifice different parts of the game. I mean, that's Christian's viewpoint. I think they all do what they can do. They're all different as players and as as individuals. But what they have, Jeremiah, is the sense of togetherness that when they step out on the field, they will do whatever it takes to win games, and including in that winning games, help their teammates in whichever fashion they have to in order to win games. So I'm not so sure that's a sacrifice. I would say that's something that's an inherent quality of this group.